Hello friends. So in the previous lecture we complete the ETS or oxidative phosphorylation and the glycolysis and Krebs cycle. Okay. So after the Krebs cycle the whole glucose degradation or glucose oxidation is completed. Okay. Now the product of Krebs cycle and product of NAD product of glycolysis, they are arriving at the inner membrane of mitochondria, and then ETS is done. Then if you want to calculate the ATP number after the degradation of whole glucose molecules, it is theoretically possible, but it is not possible practically. Why it is not possible practically? Because there are so many biochemical processes or biochemical reactions occurs in the cytoplasm or in the mitochondria simultaneously with the glycolysis and Krebs cycle or ETS. Okay, so there are so many reactions, and there are so many chemicals or intermediates which are also present in the pathway of degradation of glucose. जो ग्लूकोज डिग्रेडेशन का पाथवे है, उनके जो भी इंटरमीडिएट्स हैं या फिर जो भी कुछ केमिकल्स हैं, they are also useful in the other biochemical reactions. That's why sometimes this biochemical chemicals are join the another pathway, and from the another pathway few chemicals or few substances are coming into this Krebs cycle and all pathways. So practically it is not possible. The second thing कि ATP is consumed by some other chemical some other reactions. So if just ATP is synthesized and automatically they are consumed by some other chemicals and other reactions. So practically it is not possible to calculate the whole ATP. So there are few hypotheses or there are few assumptions which we assume कि ये process होगी तो we can calculate the whole amount of ATP, okay, or the total number of ATPs. So the first assumption is, which is not completely possible, but the assumption is कि this whole reactions means glycolysis, Krebs cycle and ETS, they are present in correct manner, or they occurs in the correct number. Means the glycolysis happens in the cytoplasm, then continuously the pyruvic acid comes into the mitochondria and डायरेक्टली माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया के अंदर Krebs cycle होता है, and then जो भी NADH2 बनते हैं वो डायरेक्टली चले जाते हैं in the inner membrane, and then ETS is happened. So they are sequentially occurs in the same position or same direction, okay, which is not possible. Second thing कि the NADH2 which are produces in the glycolysis, they are comes into the mitochondria, and then ETS is happened. And third assumption is कि there is no another reactions कि जो interrupt करे और disturb करे this reaction को, जो मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि there is no another reactions होनी ही नहीं चाहिए कि जो इस pathway को disturb करे या फिर इस pathway को reduction करे. Okay, this last one is कि glucose is the only molecules कि जिसके ये पूरा pathway है, ऐसा नहीं है. There are so many, some isomers, some other substances, some food materials कि जिसका degradation होके हमें ATP मिल सकता है. So they are also coming into this pathway. But you want to calculate the glucose reactions or glucose ATPs. That's why you ignore that all the multiple substances and just forgot it and just calculate the glucose. Observe the glucose pathway. Okay, so these are the assumption कि ऐसे हमें assumption करने चाहिए और इन चीज़ों को हमें assume करना होगा. That's why we calculate the glucose, because there are so many reactions. मैं दूसरी बार बोल रहा हूँ कि जो ये pathway को disturb कर सकते हैं, इस pathway से उसको remove कर सकते हैं उस chemicals को. That's why I am not saying that कि practically it is not correct, but theoretically it is happened. Okay, now we calculate the ATP, then we get the final amount of ATP, then we compare the fermentation process and aerobic respiration में क्या differences है. So first of all कि if we see the glycolysis, the production of glycolysis or products of glycolysis is 2 molecule of ATP. Okay, this is the net gain ATP, because the total amount of ATP which is synthesized are 4, but the 2 ATPs are consumed by previous phosphorylation processes. That's why I am writing the only 2 ATP. Then 2 molecule of NADH plus H plus. Okay, it means one NADH plus H plus is goes to ATS and forming or synthesis the 3 molecule of ATP. जो मैंने आपको previous lecture में बताया था. So there are 2 molecules, that why into 3, which means total 2 into 3 means 6 ATP plus this 2 ATP. Total हो गए 8 ATP after the glycolysis. Okay, so we get the 8 ATP after the completion of glycolysis process with the ETS. Okay, now what about Krebs cycle? Krebs cycle. So the product of Krebs cycles are, so first of all, after the glycolysis we get the 2 molecule of pyruvic acid. So with the help of 1 molecule of pyruvic acid, just Krebs cycle is happened, and the 2 molecule of pyruvic acid is there, so that's why 2 Krebs cycles are there. So the products are multiplied by 2, means 8 NADH2. There are 4, but it is multiplied by 2. Why? Because there are 2 pyruvic acid and 2 Krebs cycles. Then 2 molecule of FADH2 and 2 ATP. These are the product. Now 8 into 3. Why? Because ETS is there. 1 molecule of NADH2 synthesizes the 3 ATP. So 8 into 3 is equal to 24 ATP with the help of ETS. Now FADH2. So 2 molecule of FADH2 and FADH2 says 2 ATP synthesized होता है, so 2 into 2 is equal to 4 ATP. Then this 2 ATP is directly, so that's why the 2 ATP. So total 24 plus 4, 28 plus 2 means 30 ATPs. So you get the 30 ATP after the completion of whole Krebs cycle 2 times. Okay, so if you total the amount of ATP, so 8 ATP after glycolysis and 30 ATP after Krebs cycle or TC. So finally, if the glucose is oxidized, you get the 38 ATP. Okay, clear? If you don't understand, just pause the video and recalculate once again. Okay, it is easy. So this is the net gain ATP after the oxidation of 1 glucose molecule. This is the net gain ATP. Sorry, net gain ATP. So now I am not considered the ATP which are consumed by any reactions or any जहाँ पे भी ATP खर्च हुआ है वो मैंने गिना नहीं है. For an example, if I am considering कि pyruvic acid enters into the mitochondrial membrane, then traveling of 1 pyruvic acid, they consume the 1 ATP. So there are 2 pyruvic acid, so they consume the 2 ATP. So 38 से मुझे माइनस करना पड़ेगा 2 ATPs, so finally I get the 36 ATPs. But this is the net gain. Sorry, मैंने अभी 2 माइनस नहीं किया. Okay, so this is the total ATP कि जो हमें कुछ भी माइनस करने से पहले मिलता है. Okay, क्योंकि कई सारी रिएक्शंस है जिसमें ATP खर्च होता है. Okay, now compare the aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. The first comparison कि जो हमने previous lecture में देखा था कि we get the 38 ATP after the 1 glucose. And if the abiotic factor or you can say anaerobic respiration जिसमें fermentation होता है, तो you get only 2 ATPs. So it is almost 7% से भी कम 7% से भी कम ATP हमको मिलता है. Okay, so just calculate सेकेंड थिंग कि आफ्टर द फर्मेंटेशन यू गेट द अल्कोहल मीन्स इथेनॉल एंड CO2 which is the incomplete consumption or incomplete oxidation of glucose. Okay, but in the complete oxidation in aerobic condition you get the CO2, water and ATP, means energy, water and CO2. Three things are there. Second thing कि in the aerobic respiration कि जो NADH2 से या NADH से NAD में ऑक्सीडेशन होता है वो प्रोसेस ड्यूरिंग फर्मेंटेशन इट इज वेरी स्लो. But in the aerobic respiration, it is fast reaction of this oxidation process. NADH से NAD बनने की जो process है, which is so fast, okay, during this aerobic respiration. और fermentation के अंदर वो speed काफी slow है, okay. And the amount of ATP तो आप देख ही सकते हैं कि ग्लूकोज में हमें कितना मिलता है in fermentation और complete oxidation से कितना मिलता है. So this is all about the respiratory balance sheet कि हमें ATP क्या मिला, fermentation में क्या मिला और aerobic respiration में क्या मिला, और aerobic respiration में जो ATP मिला उसकी जो complete calculation है वो. Okay, so just see this calculation and read the textbook. Okay, अगर कोई डाउट हो तो बताना, यहाँ तक रखता हूँ. नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में हम देखेंगे कि what about the other substances except glucose. ग्लूकोज के अलावा और कौन से substances, प्रोटीन, लिपिड एंड ऑल कि which are helpful for the production of ATP. Okay, so आज यहाँ तक रखता हूँ. नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में देखेंगे the new topic. Okay, bye.